Greetings, one and all, from the White Mountains of Arizona. Spring has us sprung. Tara and I are very excited. We're very happy. It was a long winter, okay? Especially since they tried to prolong it as long as they possibly could through their whatever they do, okay? You know what I mean? Watch the weather modification video if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, we're really happy and we're ready to do another channeling. As promised, last week we wanted to get some more information on 4D. What is it? Where is it? How is it? Why is it? Who is it? All the questions we can think to answer. I just hope that I could ask the right questions. I mean, we could be talking about 4D for hours, so I don't know. We'll see if I cover most of the topics or the bases. Yeah, so as always, take what works for you, leave the rest. As always, we ask that you use your own discernment when watching these videos. We're just asking questions of many different entities, so we're going to get a wide range of opinions, thoughts, viewpoints. Holy cow, I've done it again. I've lost Tara. So since we're going to get a wide range of viewpoints, not all of them are going to align with yours, so you got to figure out where you stand. And you can only do that by going inwards. There's Tara. And asking your higher self, does this ring true to me? Excuse me. Okay. Does this ring true to me? Does this fit in my reality? And you go from there.
Okay.
All right. Who are we connected to?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. Which one?
My mom's mother.
All right. And is she in 4D?
Yes.
And she's going to answer all the questions we have about 4D today.
Yes.
All right.
She just lit up one of her cigarettes. She's ready to talk.
Okay. All right, Grandma. Are you higher polarity, positive polarity, lower polarity, negative polarity? How would you describe yourself?
I like to think positive polarity. Perhaps not as high as you'd wish to go, but high enough for this realm.
Government work. Okay. So your positive polarity 4D. When we speak of the astral, are we speaking of 4D?
Yes.
So the entire fourth dimension is the astral?
A good portion of it, but not all of it.
So when we say lower astral, are we referring to the negative polarity aspect of 4D?
Yes, you are.
And when we say higher astral, is that the opposite?
Yes, it could be a mix of things. You could be in a higher vibration, as you said, in 4D, but you could also be in another dimension, usually 5D.
Okay. Um, does 4D exist within the cube?
Well, that's where it gets tricky, because it does and it doesn't. Everything is somewhat of a blend. It's like you think of our borders. You have the United States and you have Mexico, but technically it's all the same land. But we put down what we think of as a divide. It's kind of like that, where the dimensions kind of bleed into one another, but we like to think of them as being staunchly separate.
What percentage of 4D exists within the cube?
They say it's about a 22% layover.
Okay, so when we think of grays, reptiles, those sorts of things, are they within the cube in 4D?
Yes. All those buggers. I don't quite hang out on their side of things.
Do you stay in the cube or do you leave the cube?
I'm on that border of 22%. I'm here and I'm not here.
So you come and go as you please.
Yes, my granddaughter is working on removing the ego. I have some of that to go.
So you're working on removing ego while in 4D.
Yes,
So you've taken your ego with you.
that's why I'm here.
So when we pass from this realm, we'll take our egos with us into 4D.
Some of you will, not all of you. Not all of my friends are here.
Right, you went to 4D because that's what your consciousness was ready for,
Yes,
not your ego.
a little bit of both. A little bit of ego, mostly my soul.
So when we think of ghosts, spirits, nature spirits, that sort of thing, does that mostly exist in 4D?
Everything my mother taught me about, yes.
Okay, so what percentage of people would you say when they pass enter 4D?
It would depend on the era, I suppose. When I left in the year 1996, there was about 74% that passed through the fourth dimension first before moving on.
So some
Now
people,
it's a little less.
okay, so some people skip it, other people use it as a way station, and others stay.
Yes, I was brought up Irish Catholic, and what we thought of as purgatory or the waiting time, I think could be best described as where I am, waiting as I work on things. Not waiting as in I'm having a bad time here. Actually, there are quite many people to talk to, having a great time, but also I wouldn't mind moving on.
And you can create your reality to suit however you wish.
Yes, it's like being in a dream where you're aware that you're in a dream, but even more aware that it's not a dream.
With ego and with your consciousness intact.
Yes.
So when we go to sleep and we enter the dream state, are we traveling through the fourth realm?
For the most part, yes. I'd say it's a bleed between the fourth and the fifth.
So it's the higher fourth.
Depending on your consciousness, yes. If I were back on Earth and I were asleep, I'd probably be dreaming of the fourth. But for some people, they dream of the fifth. For some people, they're on the border or the bleed through. It all really depends on where you are in your consciousness and in your journey.
There's no time in 4D.
No.
So when you visit the cube, you can come to any time period you wish.
Yes. And how I perceive things is vastly different than how you perceive things. When I see my baby, she's still a baby, and yet she's a woman, and also perhaps quite mature at some times. You see people in, oh, those scientists might say a quantum way. I see you in all ages instead of just the one that you think that you're presently in.
So you're kind of looking at time from an overview perspective.
Yes,
Can you manipulate anything in the third realm?
sometimes because I still have ego, and the ego is connected to the realm that you're currently living in. So it's a funny way of trying to use my 3D self and work 3D objects, mostly just electronic.
So you can change the radio station or things of that nature.
Yes, because electronics, for the most part, work on frequency. Frequency is what our souls are. So you basically just tap into frequency utilizing the ego, which is also a frequency. And ta-da, you get manipulation.
When we meditate, are we in the fourth realm?
You go between 4 and 5, each of you respectively.
Same as the dreams,
Yes,
depending on our level of consciousness.
yes.
How can we distinguish whether we're in 4D, 5D, or the fringe area?
If you're in 5D, you're well aware that you're dreaming. You can manipulate that dream, sometimes beyond the point of understanding that it's a dream. You feel like, well, I could have a lollipop right now, and I make it appear in my hands. Wait, I'm dreaming. Oh, wait, I know I'm asleep. Maybe this is more than just a dream state. Maybe I'm in a whole other world. That's your fifth dimension.
What does it mean if we can't remember our dreams? We're not even aware of them.
That's also a tricky one. Sometimes your soul doesn't feel that it's necessary for you to remember at that time, as it takes up too much space in the cogs. But it's enough for you to know at your soul's level. Sometimes you do need to know things in a conscious way so that you can work on it not only in 3D, but also in your 4 and 5D, depending on the type of healing or the type of work that you're doing. The other hand, sometimes those people, not really people, they're in the corner of 4D that maybe I don't like to hang out in. And sometimes they like to prevent you from remembering your dreams. Now, it's not so much your, I know what you're going to say, free will violation, because you opted to be here, rules and all. Some people don't read the terms of agreement before they enter something. But you come in, they manipulate it so that your conscious state and your non conscious state have a harder time going into healing, trying to heal in 3D as well as 4 and 5D. This doesn't prevent your healing, but it can slow it. However, the more that you evolve your consciousness, the easier it is for you to make sure that those little guys don't mess with your dream state.
Does manifestation occur in the fourth realm?
Yes, it does.
So we set an intention in the fourth realm and eventually it appears in the third?
Yes, but also you can manifest in 4D for 4D means. Not quite looking for $1 million, but more calling in aspects of myself because I do want to heal in this realm. So it's a different type of manifestation. Your wants and your desires change a little bit. But yes, you could set an intention, and depending on the soul that you're trying to connect with, the manifestation is now through the human being to help you to manifest.
So when we call upon our past selves, our future selves, we're interacting with 4D.
It's the landline connection, yes. But you could be connecting to something that's in another dimension, but the switchboard operator, which I used to be, would be in the fourth realm.
Okay. How can we utilize the fourth realm to help us with our 3D lives?
There are aspects, I guess, if you will, in the fourth realm, like a shadow of everyone. Not shadow as in something that you go in to heal, more a projection of you. So there's a projection of Tara, there's a projection of you, there's a projection of everyone. It's not fully embodied, it's a very limited consciousness. Some of it does become fully embodied if somebody does move on to the fourth realm. So you can call on this somewhat limited form of yourself. It's like an echo. Actually, that's the best way to describe it. It's like an echo. It's an echo of yourself because you echo yourself into all different dimensions. You call on these echoes. Some of them are more solidified, some of them are not so solidified. So, my sweetie may call upon herself in the fourth realm, perhaps an echo of herself, to help her to heal or overcome certain things that the fourth realm would be really good at, which is actually the dream state and the astral. Anything beyond that, well, that would be up to her consciousness. But going through the switchboard, like I said, in the fourth realm.
Okay, let me present a scenario to you, and you can tell me if this is accurate or not. If a Christian person has guilt in their life of sin, they die, they go to the fourth realm, and they create a hell for themselves because that's what they feel they deserve.
Well, you could do that if you would like. I preferred not to do that,
Right. See,
but I have seen it, yes.
conversely, you could also create heaven for yourself in 4D.
I opted for the heaven.
So heaven and hell are 4D ideas,
Yes,
and they're your own personal constructs
yes.
based on what your ego believes and what you feel like you deserve.
Based on how much ego you have, yes.
Why does religion teach us that?
It's very easy to get stuck in the realm that I am in. Not all beings in this realm know what healing is, or that you could even go beyond this realm. Sometimes with religion, you get stuck in a heaven or a hell or purgatory, as I mentioned earlier. And so you think that's it. I've reached it, the limit. I've gone to as far as the sky can go. And if you don't feel that you can go any further, then you don't go any further because that's what you believe. But of course, you know that the soul knows more, but it's also fighting the ego that you brought into the fourth realm. So, depending on how much ego you have, also depends on how limited your perspective is.
Okay, so let me ask you an SAT question. High
Uh,
school is to community college as 3D is to 4D.
yes, you're a stinker.
So it just seems like an advanced, expanded version of the cube matrix, really.
Depending on what type of reality you make for yourself, yes. I hope I'm not in community college.
No. Well, you've made whatever reality you want. So if you don't want community college, you don't get it. But you're healing and you're learning and you're growing, aren't you?
Yes, that's why I couldn't see my baby anymore in her dreams. I'd moved on to a different level of the fourth dimension, a different healing level, as I wasn't connecting so much anymore to the body that I had when she knew me. So when that happens, you see less and less of what you think of as a spirit or a ghost, where I'm just an echo, but I don't believe so much anymore in that echo. I'm ready to be more of my soul than who I used to be.
You're ready for 5D.
Yes, I am.
What uh what frequency is your higher self in?
I'm told 6. That would be fantastic when I get there.
Wow. Do they allow smoking in 4D?
It's just a habit of my ego.
It's like Vegas.
Yes.
Well, I really do appreciate it. We're running out of time. I want to thank you for your role in Tara's life and for talking with us today. We love you so much. Do you have any last message for the people before we go?
Well, I can say that this is my first time speaking through my own granddaughter. It's a little different and it feels so heavy. Here, I forgot about weight. Not that I could do anything about my paunch when I was here, but I it's different. I really think you guys will be happy when you shed this piece of concrete that you're living in. But I do approve of you. You guys are good together. And just so you know that, but probably already know that, and you don't need my opinion anyway. So, but I hope that I made sense. I know I'm not the most articulate, but well, thank you.
Thank you. That was your grandma? I wish I got to meet her. She's cool.
Whoa.
She's funny.
I never channeled my grandma. That is so cool. Wow. My grandma gets to be on the internet. Wow.
She's a celebrity, or will be.
I'm so glad you guys got to meet her. That felt weird, actually, to like think as my grandmother. And wow.
We can title this Incestuous Channel.
Yeah, incestuous. Wow, that was interesting and not. I mean, I guess that's sort of how I think of 4D, but I didn't know really about like bleed over and I don't know about the astral and dreams. And
I was happy to have my biggest question answered, which was that 4D's partly in the cube, partly not. That's what I was always wondering.
Yeah, and
very glad to know that.
I guess there's a lot of folks there that still have like pieces of their ego. So maybe when we channel certain beings that still have parts of their ego, we're really talking to the fourth realm, even though maybe their soul, they may state, is from somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it's easier to channel. Maybe some folks are in 4D. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Maybe our dreams will be a little more interesting now that we know more information on what's going on over there.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to set more intention tonight when I go to sleep to have a lucid dream and see how lucid I could make it.
Well, you could say, I don't want to even go into 4D tonight. I want to go straight to 5D. I want to control everything.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I am curious to hear what you guys thought of that channeling, and thank you for listening to my grandma. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you have any comments or you want to start a discussion, which we love, please place that in the comments, and suggestions. We've been appreciating all the suggestions you guys have had. And
if you want to talk to your dead grandma, head on over to Kittens, Weights, and Tara, and Tara will see what she can do.
Yes, I've been really appreciative of all the live one-on-one channelings I've been able to do with people, where basically you take James's position and you talk to whoever it is that you want to. And I've got to meet so many amazing people and higher selves.
But you also have mediumship readings as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a whole lot of different
Go
things.
check it out.
So anyway, we will catch you guys next Monday. All right.
Peace.
Bye.